Hey everyone, and welcome! So glad you're here. The electric car world, it's exciting, right? But let's be real, sometimes those price tags can make your eyes water. What if I told you there's a brand new EV for 2025 that's aiming to deliver style, tech, and everyday practicality without emptying your wallet? Get ready, because today we're diving into exactly that. Meet the Geely EX5. This isn't just another electric SUV, it's Geely's fresh take on making smart, accessible electric mobility a reality for more of us, and honestly, I've been really curious about this one. So what's the plan? Simple! We're going on a full tour! First up, we'll walk around that exterior. Does it have the looks to turn heads? You bet we'll find out. Then we're jumping inside. We'll check out the comfort, the gadgets, the space, all the good stuff. And you know what? We have to talk about performance. How does this EX5 actually feel to drive? Affordable and desirable? Is the EX5 the EV surprise we need? Stick around, don't miss this. Let's get into the Geely EX5 Exterior. All right, let's kick things off with what you see first, the exterior of this 2025 Geely EX5. And first impressions, honestly, Geely has been stepping up its design game, and the EX5 feels like a continuation of that. It's got a modern, clean look that I think will appeal to a lot of people. Up front, you'll notice it probably has that sleek, closed-off grille look that's common with many EVs, which helps with aerodynamics. The headlight design is quite contemporary, but likely full LEDs on most trims, giving it a sharp, focused expression. I like the way the lines flow. There's a sense of understated confidence here. It's not overly aggressive, but it's definitely not bland either. Moving to the side, the EX5 presents a pretty classic compact SUV silhouette. It's practical, which is key for a car in this segment. Wheel designs will probably vary, but hopefully even the base models get something stylish. You might see some neat character lines that add a bit of visual interest and break up the anals. Now, one thing I'm always curious about in more budget-friendly EVs is the fit and finish of the panels, and from what we can see, it looks pretty decent, but we'd need a closer inspection to be sure. Compared to some pricier rivals, you might not find the same millimeter perfect panel gaps, but that's often a trade-off for a more accessible price. And around the back, the design story continues with likely a full-width light bar, or at least some distinct taillight clusters that tie in with the front. The rear often aims for a clean, uncluttered look, which is good for everyday usability when you're loading things in. It's not trying to be a super sporty coupe SUV, and that's okay. It's aiming for that sweet spot of style and practicality. So, summing up the exterior, the Geely EX5, it's smart, modern, and nicely proportioned. It's not shouting for attention with crazy styling, which is a plus for many. Now, if you want something super edgy or aggressive, it might feel a bit on the conservative side compared to some wilder designs out there. But for a practical, affordable EV, Geely's found a really good balance here. It just looks right. What do you think of the EX5's design? Could you see yourself driving this? Drop your first impressions in the comments, and hey, if you're liking what you see so far, a quick like is amazing. And subscribe so you don't miss our deep dive into the interior and how this thing performs. Lots more coming up. Interior. All right, we've seen the outside. Now let's hop inside the Geely EX5 and see what kind of welcome it gives us. First impressions, stepping in. It feels surprisingly spacious for a compact SUV, which is always a good start. The dashboard layout seems quite modern and driver-focused. You'll likely see a prominent central touchscreen handling most of the infotainment duties: navigation, music, vehicle settings, the usual drill. Hopefully it's responsive and easy to use, as that's a huge part of the daily driving experience. And material-wise, for a car aiming at affordability, you'll probably find a mix. Some nice soft touch points where you rest your arms perhaps, but also some harder plastics in less visible areas to keep costs in check. That's pretty standard in this segment, but the key is whether it feels well put together. The seats look comfortable enough for daily commuting, and hopefully there's good adjustability for the driver. The steering wheel will likely have controls for audio and cruise control, making things easier on the move. I'm also spotting some decent storage cubbies, which is always a win for practicality. A place for your phone, drinks, all that good stuff. Now, one area where more budget-friendly EVs sometimes cut corners is on the finer details or the richness of the materials compared to premium brands. So while it might not feel like a super high-end luxury cabin, the goal here is a clean, functional, and comfortable space. Hopping into the back, let's see. Yeah, rear passenger space looks pretty reasonable. Good for kids, and adults should be fine for shorter trips. Headroom seems adequate too, even with what might be a slightly sloping roofline. And if we're talking practicality, the boot space will be a key factor for many. Hopefully it's generous enough for weekly groceries or a weekend getaway. So overall, the interior of the Geely EX5 looks like it's aiming to be a smart, comfortable comfortable and user-friendly space. It likely won't be dripping in exotic materials, but if Geely has focused on good ergonomics, decent tech, and a solid build, it could be a really pleasant place to spend time. It's about delivering what you need and doing it well. Performance. All right, we've seen the looks, we've explored the cabin. Now for the part many of you are waiting for. Performance. How does the 2025 Geely EX5 actually feel when you put your foot down? Being an EV, you can expect that instant torque we all love. So pulling away from a standstill should feel zippy and responsive. Great for city driving and nipping through traffic. Geely will likely offer a couple of battery and motor configurations, so performance will vary. We're not expecting supercar acceleration here, but it should definitely feel more than adequate for daily driving needs and confident highway merging. Now, beyond just straight-line speed, how does it handle? For a car like the EX5, the focus will likely be on a comfortable and predictable ride rather than razor-sharp, sporty handling, so expect the suspension to do a good job soaking up bumps and keeping things smooth for you and your passengers. Steering will probably be light and easy, perfect for maneuvering in tight spots. Of course, with any EV, range is a big question. We'll have to see the official figures, but Geely will be aiming for a competitive range for its class, and you'll get regenerative braking, of course, which helps put some power back into the battery as you slow down. A nice touch for efficiency. So in terms of performance, the Geely EX5 is shaping up to be a competent and smooth electric daily driver. It should offer that enjoyable EV pep, a comfortable ride, and enough range for most everyday journeys. It's all about making electric driving easy and accessible. Euro NCAP results. And as we wrap up our look at the Geely EX5, it's crucial to touch upon something paramount: safety. It's reassuring to see a strong focus here. For adult occupants, the EX5 scores a solid 86%, which indicates a good level of protection in various crash scenarios, keeping you and your passengers well protected on your journeys. And for the little ones, which is so important for families, child occupant protection is even higher at an impressive 87%. That's great peace of mind knowing your most precious cargo is well catered for. Beyond those inside, the EX5 also demonstrates a strong commitment to protecting vulnerable road users. That's pedestrians and cyclists, scoring a very respectable 83%. This often comes down to smart design and active safety systems like automatic emergency braking that can detect and react to potential hazards, making our roads safer for everyone, not just those in the car. And finally, rounding out its safety credentials, the EX5 achieves 83% for its safety assist systems. This highlights the effectiveness of its onboard technology designed to help prevent accidents from happening in the first place. So, a really commendable safety package overall.